G'day guys, this is Captain Noob back with another modern weapon. So this here is the Barrett M82A3. So this is a Barrett 50 cal that's quite iconic and a powerful sniper rifle indeed. So let's go ahead and make this even better by slapping on some attachments. So we've got all the chassis here. We'll keep that M82A3 because that'll give us the best fire rate, which is kind of crazy on this weapon as you might see later, but yeah, I'll comment on that when we get around to it. So for the barrel length, we want to go for the big old long barrel because that gives us a little bit more damage and it also boosts our range somewhat. Can only have a 10 round box magazine on this, so we'll leave that untouched. As for sights, what we'll want to do here is get on a sight which supports a little bit of close quarters nature because we'll be fighting in the confines of Gunners Plaza, so why not a 4x scope or something like that. 3.5 should do it. No, there's this one, M14.5 scope or 45 scope, I'm not sure what they actually call it. Anyway, for muzzles we'll put on a suppressor because with Ace Operator we'll get 25% extra damage when we put a suppressor on, so that'll help us out very well. Now we're over 1000 damage now and this thing should be quite good. Okay, so for our ammo type we'll just chuck full metal jacket in, why not? We'll get good performance out of that I suppose. And we want to chuck the bipod on because it'll do absolutely nothing, but aesthetically it'll look kinda cool I suppose. And for the legendary, for now we'll leave that unchanged, but as we get into the monsters we might switch that up just a little bit. So let's get into shooting some gunners now. Alrighty, so here we are in Gunners Plaza, and while this place might not be the best environment for a long barreled rifle, I'm sure we will make do just fine. So we can fire across the way at these gunners who are wearing armor offered by the modern weapons mod here, so they're going to look a bit different for once, which is nice. Now those turrets are currently shooting at me because I'm in caution, which is a huge pain in the arse, so I'll go ahead and take them out to prevent any screen shake incidents. There we go. We have been detected now, but we shouldn't have much of a problem. Being shot at somewhere, so I'm not sure if it's this dude who's shooting at me. And we get a bit of knockdown effect there from the big scope, and we knock it down again. Maybe this mod actually makes M82A3s actually sort of knock down every time, which, you know, being hit with a 50 cal probably would knock you off your feet, to be honest. We'll shoot this bloke in the face, off with your head, mate. Same with you. He's not going to listen to reason, so we'll knock his head off, and thank you for standing so still while I line up a shot on your head. So being a suppressed weapon also, where you get better sneak attack crits and we're less easily detectable, so this bloke has no idea that we have just come in here and shot him. I think the gunners shoot automatic rifles all day without suppressors, so it kind of damages their hearing. We'll take out these gunners now, and you can see there that I managed to get off 2 shots really quickly. As we get into monsters, you'll see this rate of fire really come into effect, but for now we'll take out these turrets. Out of the way, gunner. Now there's no explosive turrets left, our aim shouldn't be getting thrown off every shot, except for that frag grenade, it would seem. So we'll definitely try to take you out, and missing up the first shot we are able to make easily quick follow-up shots, which the recoil of this weapon would probably be high enough to make sure you don't want to do that, but in the land of Fallout, recoil doesn't really matter as much. We'll pop a quick reload before we take out the rest of these gunners. We'll shoot this bloke, this man, and this dude too. Down he goes. I can tell this thing would be extra devastating with the instigating effect onto it. Well, as long as enemies are on full health, but as you can see there, I'm making short work of basically everything in here. One more turret to go, and then we get to move on to some monsters, and we get to see this weapon really shine. So down goes the turret. You can tell that this is going to be a perfectly capable sniper rifle to take out any mobs anywhere, so definitely a good weapon there. Let's go move on to Swan and rip him a new one with this. Alrighty, here's Swan, and there's a ghoul running up to him foolishly, and you finally get to witness the fire rate of this weapon. So here we go. While it is a little bit heavy on the recoil, you can actually get a huge rate of fire out of it, which is a neat thing for taking on big monsters like Swan. Getting those sneak attacks very, very quickly indeed, and all this bonus damage will take down his massive health bar a lot faster than you'd think. So down he goes, hopefully. Yep, the knockdown effect is making short work of him there. And while we are being detected right now, we can go ahead and keep shooting him, because with the consistent shots that I'm landing, he keeps getting knocked down, which is nice. Down he goes, come on. We'll go ahead and test this thing in VATS, and I'm pretty sure this will be a AP heavy weapon, so we're only able to get 3 shots in VATS, so yeah, not the best weapon for VATS, and even with the critical, we didn't seem to do all that much to him. There we go. So if I was equal to this guy's level and he wouldn't get all this damage resistance just from being a higher level than me, this thing would do him in about 30 shots because it's got around 1,000 damage, and Swan has around 30,000 health. So if I was actually level 50, this fight would probably be a whole lot easier. So there he is doing his whole scary roar, but we're not scared as we can just keep plinking away at his health bar from a long distance with the M82 Barrett 50 cal, I suppose you might call it. And he has failed to throw a rock at us as we finally drop him. So there goes Swan, old boy. He's quite an angry one today and not getting a single hit on us, which is pretty good. And yeah, good for your health not being killed by a massive super mutant who drops a massive anchor on you. Let's go and move on to something else and see what we can do. Alrighty, time to demonstrate this weapon's crowd control abilities by shooting up these bears. Now, it should be a fairly simple task as we'll be able to one-shot most of the bears, and we'll keep the big one at bay just by shooting him periodically as he gets up. That Dusky looks like he survived, and they're onto me now, but I think it might be just a little bit too late for these bears. Looks like that rabid one took a few shots before he died, so he's definitely a tough bugger. We'll shoot this guy in the face with the crit, and we'll go ahead into the random scheduled program of periodically shooting him with knockdown bullets until he is dead, which might take a while, but not as long as Swan, thankfully. So we'll keep on shooting him. You can listen to this weapon's cool suppressed sound effects, which probably doesn't sound like what a 50 cal suppressed does in real life, but I reckon it's a cool enough sounding sound. I imagine this gun would be quite deafening even, well, without a suppressor, I should say. So maybe the suppressor, while still extremely loud for a 50 cal, probably not going to leave you with as much deafness as it would with a muzzle brake without any hearing protection. So there he is, he's off glitching in the trees because he's being thrown around like a tiny little bear, I suppose. Almost dead now, just need to sort of run up to him, no use sneaking around because we are definitely detected by him, and every time he goes into his knockdown state he glitches because the game doesn't really handle his size properly. But there you go, there's a massive bear taken care of. We'll chuck on the instigating effect and see what we can one-shot next. Alrighty, time to shut this ghoul down with an instigating Barrett 50 cal. So we'll just sneak up nice and close to him, acquire a shot at his head, and hopefully we can take him out with one big crit. Yes we can. Nice. Alright, so on that note, there you have it. That was the Barrett 50 cal or M82A3 sniper rifle. I hope you've enjoyed. If you'd like a mod like this, be sure to check out the description. This one is for PC only. You might find approximations of it on Bethesda.net if you're on Xbox, but you might not see the same weapons or modifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.